I've always been interested in science. I mean, in high school, I enjoyed chemistry. In fact, I started out as a chemistry major at Iowa State, and I discovered it's a lot different in college than it was in high school. I'm going to go do something easier, so I switched to physics. So much easier than chemistry, and the chemists will probably tell you that. And it's just another way of understanding our world. So you can look at things and what are the rules that make this thing operate? So scientists are doing research. The joke is if it was easy, they just call it search, but you got to do it over and over and over again to learn something. And it's just fascinating that you can peer into, say, a material and look at the object we physically see. If you get a better microscope, you can see how that object's put together at the microscopic level. You get a better microscope, you can actually see how the atoms are put together. You shine the right light at it, you can actually see the structure of that material. That in itself is fascinating. Famous physicist Richard Feynman said if you don't want to be an astronomer, there's plenty of room at the bottom, which means the microscopic world is amazing, and there's lots of stuff going on there as well. Astronomy is fantastic, and you can see the wonders of the universe with a telescope. You can see the wonders of the universe with a microscope as well. But just learning those rules or how those things operate is pretty fascinating. And I guess I kind of look at learning it this way. You could watch two kids playing a card game that you don't know what they're doing. And if you observe it enough, you can start to ferret out the rules. Oh, this card beats this card, or this combination of cards appears to be a victory, or this combination is a loss. And you do enough observation and pay attention, you can map out the rules for this game without having any instructions from the creator of the game. Sure, we have mathematical models and we can write laws that say this is how this works, but I don't know how you look either through the microscope and see this wonderful zoo of particles that make up all matter that are you and me, that came from stardust, as the saying would be, and then look through a telescope and look at the wondrous galaxies and things, or even the Hubble deep field images that showed starting in '95 that the further we look in space, the more there is of it, lots of galaxies, and say, yep, that's it. That's all there is. There's nothing more. It's just the matter that's there. I think it would take a lot of faith. Others have made this argument, not just me as an original, to be an atheist. I can trust the agnostic position. You just don't know. But to have faith that there's nothing beyond what we currently see seems to me an even bigger jump than to say there must be something more, because every time we look for something more, we seem to find something more. What's beyond? What was before creation? What is after the universe expands or collapses? What's driving that? Where did it come from? Or in other words, who created the card game? I've mapped out all these rules, but where did those rules come from? And I believe there is truth and beauty. The physicists who came up with the particle theory of matter, one of them said, we had no proof, but the theory was so beautiful, it had to be true. I think when you come to faith and looking at spirituality, there are things that ring true to you. So if you read the New Testament, there are things that just ring true. Love your neighbor. Love God with all your heart, soul, and mind. Okay, these are good things. Help the widows. Put shoes on the children. These seem to ring true. They might not be another guy. You don't get that out of an equation. Should you live this way? Should you not live this way? Seek and you will find. Well, if you're not looking for God, you'll never find God.